Okay, video's running. I have the GoPro on my head. I'm not sure how this is all going to play out. I just spent a good amount of time looking for my separator knife in my drawer here. Anyway, after all that and other drawers, I found my knife right here. So, last time I was talking about this thing, I may have given some bad intel. This is actually solid birch. The whole guitar is made out of solid birch. It is made in the USA. It does actually say that right here. Not sure that I'm in the camera. There it is. Made in USA. Harmony. Steel reinforced neck. I'm going to get an iron set up and heat my knife. I did find, let me get around here. I did find a section here on the, I'm looking at the top edge and you look at the back edge. I did find a section here all along here actually that looks like it would be a good place to get in with the knife once it was heated. Yeah, we'll have to see. Good a time as any to say this, I suppose. I'm planning on binding this after I do the separation here, because I could, if I glued up perfectly, I could touch the paint up. That might be okay. It's not. It's actually not even. Right here is loose. Because there's a step there. Whether or not it's not moving, so it just popped at some point. Anyway, I'm going to do the what do you call it? Quick and dirty, for lack of a better word, neck reset. When I put this back together, I'm going to bend this neck down, which will leave this back hanging over a little bit right here. When I come around and trim that for the binding, it won't make a bit of difference. I'm about an 1/8 inch high right now if you straight edge the fretboard over to the saddle, and the saddle's an 1/8 inch higher than the fretboard, which means the strings are going to be up that high. Not to mention that the top is sunk, as I talked about in previous videos, and I can see it from my line of sight, but I don't think the camera's picking up. There's a good whoop-de-whoop right here, and it goes right over the humps back down. That was right where the feet from the bridge were sitting. And the bone bars are loose in here. So anyway, I'm going to get an iron. I want to try this a little bit just to see if it can follow the action here. You know, it's a GoPro. It's got to have lots of action. Got the iron right here. I've zoomed in on this, and hopefully you'll be able to see since I zoomed. I don't know that you can see the line, but if I get the knife in that seam there, should be able to see it. The hard place is going to be here at the tail block and at the neck heel block up here as well. That's going to be difficult. So that's because they're thicker there at those places, and more glue surface. So here, I'm sorry if I'm shaking my head a lot. The kerf on this looks like it's maybe 1/4 inch to 5/16 thick at its widest point, which that plus the side means I've probably got about 3/8 or so that this knife has to go in to separate. These knives are only 0.010 of an inch thick, and so they're very, very easy to buckle. And plus, when the blade's hot, I have to kind of stay on the wooden part of it. I might try to score a glove here and go that route. Feels like it's one to go in here, but I can't get down close enough to push. I'm gonna have to go get a glove. I think it's the smart thing to do. Yeah, I'm gonna say that'd be the smart thing. I also don't know if I'm actually in the same or if I'm just thinking just right here, because jamming this thing into the side, or into the top right, I guess. Let's see. I'll just loose it from last time. Yeah, that's normal. You can see by the way my hand's rocking, I just can't support that blade. It's so thin down there. All right, time to go get a glove. And we're back and we're gloved. Close on this thing. Well, it definitely went through right there. I'm going to make sure that I'm between the kerf and the back rather than any other possibility. And I need to find a flashlight. There we go, right there. I am right where I want to be. All right, well, I think once we've started here, this shouldn't be too tough, like I mentioned, until we get around to the blocks. So I think we're back in line here. Sounds like it's going out. I'm going to go this way. Okay, a little more heat. I almost wonder if I need it. I just don't want to take a chance splitting this piece of wood on the back here. Has a pretty good, I won't say kink, but right here it's got a little bit of a bend up right where that separation has started. Well, and a little more heat. Boy, that thing is dry. So, I want to remember that Ann said that this was probably about 10 minutes. That's 7 minutes left in my first section. So I'm just going to go 5 o'clock and see how long it takes to get this off here. Sorry, I keep trying to just antsy, waiting for the. Well, I am definitely to the tail block, but actually it doesn't seem like it's going to give me that much trouble. I shouldn't say anything like that this early on. It's just asking for trouble. You know, I'm looking here. This is a one piece back as well, so I don't have to worry about heating the seam up here and having that come apart on me. Okay, so we're doing really well here. There's a bunch of shaking on. I guess when I'm trying to stand, I'm doing the camera like that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Stability's on. Gosh. Let me give it a second. I just reset the camera so you can see. Well, I'm hoping you can see what I'm accomplishing here with the hot knife and all. Up other side of the block already. There we go. Look at that. Wow. Sweet. Wow. It's coming around. I keep feeling like you can see it over there because that's where my monitor is, but that's not where it's at. Okay, so gonna pull that out and then start back over in this section. Oh, that's what we're looking at. This here's a little separation there. No, I'm not cool. I'm sweet, I see. No, just. actually just finished up a side project I was working on outside of my regular 40 hours a week at the hardware store. I'm almost just sawing through this without any heat. I finished where I was on a lot. I was doing hang doors and casing and windows and serials and paperwork plus packages. This is the only work Saturdays where I got 6 hours. And I think it was somewhere for Christmas, Saturday off. Took a couple of and said it's 5 o'clock and I'm just getting out to the shop. I've been coming out here weeknights just cleaning the mess up because I'm just in and out. It gets really bad out here. All right, I'm gonna flip this over again and have a look. I don't know why that just stopped right there. Take that out so I don't drop it. Yeah, it still looks good. They've got this, I don't even know, I don't think you can see in there. I'm trying to look through the, yeah, I can't, the camera's not seeing in there. Anyway, you'll see it when I open it up. There's this red kind of resin glue. I used a resin glue years and years and years ago on a stair rail that I had to bend in place. It was a multi-laminate oak rail, and I think it's the same kind of glue. It looks the same as what I remember that other glue being like. Yeah, I'll probably fast forward to a lot of this. I don't know if that's going to be more notches, right? There we go. Just got a little more heat, and then sometimes it'll just pop for a while. Wow. Well, that's that waste where it was kind of loose before. It seemed like. Okay, we'll stop and heat. Might have to make some more down the thing. Heat the knife up. There you go. Oops. Yeah, it's still kind of warm, but it's not. Okay, so the wife came out when I was taking this off, and we were talking about places where it had been glued on at. Oh, and I checked my watch, right? Then it was a half an hour that it took to get that off of there. So we've got, I'm not zoomed, I got this in my hand now. We got a little chip there that came off of right there. All of these things will glue right back together. It's not going to be an issue. I don't like that I really don't have any kerfing here that's touching. It's just all glue. I might just peel that bit off and re-glue it higher and then sand it in so I have actual glue surface there. Because I am going to bind it, and if I bind it, essentially I'm cutting all of this away, and then you'll have nothing holding the top here except the binding. Now, when I had this on before, when I was taking it off, I had lifted it up from the other side, and I noticed there was some sort of flap of wood hanging out here. Well, what that ended up being was a piece of the tail block, and again, it's not super serious. Here it is. Here we go, inside the, down into the belly of the beast with the nasty hairball thing here, and the stick, which goes right here. So apparently my knife, or it just was ready to split there, but I might have caught the edge of it with my knife and snapped it. I don't think I'm positioned. There we go. So that'll just get glued right back on there and taped down while that dries. Now, I want to point out some nasty stuff here. Look at all the, how they glued this. I mean, they had a lot of, slow down and speak. They had a lot of squeeze out and glue coming from all kinds of directions. I can sort of understand having it boil out of the kerfing when you're clamping the top down, or the back, depending on which went last. It looks like it was the top, according to all the glue that's boiled out of here. Pretty ugly. I'm going to chip all this glue out of here, and it's not doing anything. But the glue down the side of the tone bars it's just, there's no reason for that. Other than that, it was inexpensive guitar to begin with. I don't like how these tone bars just glued down, and I know they do it all the time. They do it on all types of instruments as well, but if this bar had been underneath the kerfing, it seems like it might have given more of a struggle before it broke. Although, who's to say how much of a struggle it gave? Same thing here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the tone bars. Going to attempt to flatten this top out. Not flatten it out, but re-radius it without the creases in it. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. And then also, this piece here it's either this piece is up or this piece is down. Maybe this piece actually went down with this piece going down over here. Well, down from this direction. Yeah, needs to be brought back. Anyway, I'll just have to compare both of these F-holes to see. So, just looking at the color here, this is definitely poplar that they used for their block here, and the grain orientation is running the same as the sides. So if the sides were to crack, they're not exact. The grain's never going to line up exactly. So I don't know. I don't know enough about acoustic guitar construction other than what I've done on my own and my own reasoning for why I do things. So lots of glue to scrape out. So I'm going to go ahead and get these bars out of here. This tone bar is also cracked right there. Yeah, there's this fissure coming up this way. But you can look at the run out on that grain on these things. I might just split some new bars. I've got some spruce. Split some nice straight ones and then reshape them in here. I don't know yet. We'll see. Okay, that's it for now.